Alright, so I'm going to teach you how to make a foot real quick, because obviously I think you want to have a better way of making stuff a lot quickly, and so hopefully my method will work for you. But yeah, this is Mad Matty. He's a, I don't know exactly what kind of species he is, but he's just a monster. But what we're going to do is we're going to try to make the foot a little bit better. I already did the thing that I was going to teach you because I already had another tutorial I made, but sadly my mic was muted in the recording, so that didn't work out too well. But what we're going to do is we're going to come down on the feet, going to hit no more symmetry, going to bring up the control shift so that way we can select the foot. Now we'll press Alt, hold Alt down, and so now we have that foot invisible. So from there, just drag over here with the control shift, and we have the foot. What we're going to do now is we're going to split it. So split hidden. And now that we have that done, we're just going to go down to deformation, and we're going to click on unify. This is going to bring the foot down straight to the middle of the canvas. Now, let's say your foot had some problems, like say on one side of the toe. So look, it's destroyed. You want to fix it, but you don't want to have to go through, you know, redoing it all yourself or figuring it out or remesher and such like that. So here's what you do. Click on symmetry. From there, you go over here, and so you go down to modify the topology, and you go down to mirror weld. Now what this is going to do is it's going to take the one side and it's going to put it on this side. So notice how it did onto this side, and you didn't want that happening. You want your clean toe to go on this side where this one's messed up. So what we're going to do is we're going to press Control D. We're going to come down to deformation, and we're just going to click on mirror. Now it's going to toss that clump of bad, awful looking stuff over onto the side that was clean. From here now we can go back to geometry, go down to mirror welding in the modified topology tab, and click on that. Boom! Nice and fresh, perfect and full on symmetry. Now you can work on it and not have to worry about certain balances and such. But once you're done with your toes, you were telling me how you were having problems with, say, like the toes were welding together when you click on dynamesh, right? So it's doing that. My advice to it is when you first make your toes, like say, if you're working on toes, now this is a different way of doing it, but so you can just mask and you can move them. You can mask and move them and just, you know, rotate them like that, so that way they don't become dynameshed. And from there on, when you do the detailing of each toe, you can then put bone rigs inside of, like, let's say when you rig it up in Blender, you can just do that, and then you can push them down to be, you know, close to one another. That's an easy way of doing it, which is like, it's kind of like how you put your avatars in the T-pose, so that way you can do details with the armpits and such, and when you rig them, their arms can come down, they won't be attached to one another or like the ribcage. So it's the same kind of stuff. You can do that with toes. Or if you don't want to do that and you kind of want to go around it, you can do my method, but you can also just increase the the dynamesh resolution size. But you want to always keep that kind of small. It can always gain up. But if you do suddenly make it high, don't be afraid to go down to your zremesher, get rid of adaptive, and just click on same or half. It'll lower down the topology of the foot. And when it comes down to your model itself, when you reattach it, so like let's say we're going to reattach it now. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to take our foot. I'm going to quickly pull it down here. Get rid of symmetry. Pull it over here. And shrink it down. Going to find that nice sweet spot real quick. Alright, nice and sweet. Now, obviously it's not going to be the same as your other foot that you're working on, but fuck that foot. We don't need that one, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to go up to our subtools and we're going to merge it down onto our body again. Now, notice that it's not together. Well, now you have to bring in dynamesh into play. Now, if you're worried about your details and such that you've already done, which you shouldn't be doing until your model's kind of already got a good dummy to work on, basically just go through, dynamesh and try to guess the resolution size. So mine's currently at what, 730,000 active points. I want to keep that within like 1,000,000. So it's 1,981, polygons. It's not great, but now what we can do is, now that it's merged and we smoothed it out, we can go back to our deformation, mirror it so that way that foot that we just worked on is on this side, and just do what we did with the foot. Just go back to topology, mirror weld, boom, it's all together. But if your dynamesh, if you feel your dynamesh is still too much and, polys, and you want to work on something that has less polys, just go down to your ZBrush and just have same, click it, and just have the, ZBrush work on processing and lowering down its topology, which is going to cut it down to maybe 730,000 polygons at this point. So even if you click on divide again, it's going to shoot you right back up to millions, but you can either do that or you can lower down the poly target count with this little bar here. But all in all, it's all about, just kind of just guessing what you're going to do with it when it comes down to ZBrush. But it turns out, it retains some of the stuff we wanted. It doesn't look great, but it lowered it down to, wow, pretty decent numbers. So I can just divide it again and boom. But yeah, even if you don't even want to do ZBrush, just go to dynamesh again. Try to find a better resolution size. So let's go to like 384. Lower that bitch down. Look, 827. Oh, I can't talk today. So it may have gotten rid of a little bit more of my detail, but I can just divide it there and just work on it again. Model, hopefully this is slightly helpful with your foot problem. It makes it a little bit easier for you. It does for me. So yeah, thanks for watching.